Cyrrhus was a city in ancient Syria founded by Seleucus Nicator, one of Alexander the Great's generals. Other names for the city include Hagioupolis, Nebi Huri, Khoros. Its ruins are located in northern Syria, near the Turkish border. It lies about 70 kilometers northwest of Aleppo and 24 kilometers west of Kilis, in Turkey. Cyrrhus was the capital of the extensive district of Cyrrhus between the plain of Antioch and Commagene. A false etymology of the 6th century connects it to Cyrrhus, king of Persia, due to the resemblance of the names. The site of the city is marked by the ruins at Khoros, 20 kilometers from Azaz, Syria. The ruins stand near the river Afrin-Marsyas River, a tributary of the Orontes, which had been banked up by Bishop Theodore. History. Cyrrhus in Syria was founded by Seleucus Nicator shortly after 300 BC, and was named for the Macedonian city of Cyrrhus. It was taken by the Armenian Empire in the 1st century BC, then became Roman when Pompey took Syria in 64 BC. By the 1st century AD, it had become a Roman administrative, military, and commercial center on the trade route between Antioch and the Euphrates River, crossing at Zergma, and minted its own coinage. It was the base of the Roman legion Legio Tenfratensis. The Sassanid Persian Empire took it several times during the 3rd century. In the 6th century, the city was embellished and fortified by Justinian. It was taken by the Muslims in 637 and known at the time under the name of Khoros, and later by the Crusaders in the 11th century. Nur ad-Din Zangi recaptured it in 1150. Muslim travelers of the 13th and 14th century report it both as a large city and as largely in ruins. Church history. Cyrrhus became a Christian bishopric at an early date of suffragan of Hierapolis Bambyce, capital and metropolitan see of the Roman province of Euphratensis. Under Justinian, it became an autocephalous ecclesiastical metropolis subject directly to the Patriarch of Antioch but without suffragans. Its bishop Cyrrhus was present at the First Council of Nicaea in 325. The Arian Abgar was at the Council of Seleucia. Theodore mentions as another Arian bishop called Asterius of the time of the Roman Emperor Valens. Isidorus attended the First Council of Constantinople in 381. The most celebrated of the bishops of Cyrrhus is Theodore himself, a prolific writer, well known for his role in the history of Nestorianism and Eutychianism. He tells us that his small diocese contained 800 churches, which supposes a very dense population. In 476, a bishop named Ioann held a synod against Peter the Fuller. At the close of that century, the bishop was a Nestorian named Sergius, who was replaced by another of the same name who was of the directly opposite theological opinion, being a Jacobite, and was deposed by Emperor Justin I in 518. Michael the Syrian lists 13 other Jacobite bishops of the see, no longer a residential bishopric. Cyrrhus is today listed by the Catholic Church as a titular see. A magnificent basilica held the relics of Saints Cosmas and Damian, who had suffered martyrdom in the vicinity about 283, and whose bodies had been transported to the city, whence it was also called Hagioupolis. Many holy personages, moreover, chiefly hermits, had been or were then living in this territory, among them Saints Asepsimus, Siamatius, Zebunas, Polychronius, Maron, Eusebius, Thalasius Maris, James the Wonder Worker, and others. Theodore devoted an entire work to the illustration of the virtues and miracles. Known bishops of Cyrrhus. The city was taken in the early 11th century by the Crusaders and made new bishopric, dependent on Edessa under the name Chorosia. Archaeology. The town has been excavated by the Lebanese-Syrian archaeological mission of Cyrrhus. Initial results indicate a square layout with hippodrome and grid road plan and a central main road with colonnades typical of the Hellenistic East. The road layout seems to have survived until into the Islamic times. Remains in Cyrrhus include 2 Roman bridges in working order, a dilapidated theatre outside the town and foundations of a basilica church and some city fortifications. In the 6th century a Byzantine citadel was built on the top of the hill behind the theatre, with evidence of Greek and Egyptian influences in the design work. This citadel is still largely unexcavated. Gallery.